Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, December 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. Let me just move them down a bit so you can see better. We have the star, which is us, Aquarius, shining through. We are represented by the star in the major arcana. We're represented by the swords in the minor arcana, so that's brilliant. And we have the lovers, another air sign energy. This is Gemini energy coming through. So if we have Gemini within our natal chart or within our lives, we're going to see them hitting us at our root, kind of like our foundation. They're going to be able to shake it more so than at other times or other people. Also, this part of our personality is going to come out like at the root of us. We're going to see it come out more and more during this time. We have the Three of Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If we're born on the cusp with Capricorn, if we have earth sign energy within our natal chart, this is coming through very powerfully in our inner selves, in the slow progression and steady progression forward. So this is going to be very powerful for us. Also, if we have earth sign energies within our lives, they're hitting us more in our inner self. You know, they might not know how much they're affecting us, but they are going to affect the way that we're moving forward, you know, what it is that we're going after. So just be mindful of that. Then we have the Hangman in our emotional self, in our heart. We have the Ace of Swords, which is God's source spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of knowledge, of intuition, of, you know, cutting through doubts and fears and negativity, also of really being able to embrace our voice, what we desire, what we want, and the way that we're moving forward. So that's going to be absolutely brilliant. And it's a gift just for us because this is our sign. We're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. So it's coming through here as a gift just for us. It's going to be quite powerful. Our public arena self is the Hangman. Again, we don't see things the same way as other people. We can find certain things are in limbo because we're deciding the way that we see about, like, what we see about it, but we're also deciding the way that we're moving forward, what we're going after, what we're looking at. The Hangman really starts to change everything. We have to make sure that we don't change our voice for other people, because that's going to be something that we will kind of almost want to do automatically, to say, oh, I'll just, think about this differently, or I'll just do this differently because that person will be happy with it. And Spirit's saying here, no, don't do that. We have the Eight of Cups. We're walking away from something we once thought we would love. And that can also be where the limbo comes in. It's not going to be the easiest separation that we're going to be going through during this time. And it can just be a dream. It can be a certain way that we were looking at things. It can be, whatever it is. We're going to see that shift happening. And it could be very small, or it could be very big. It could be as big as a divorce. It could be as big as changing jobs, but we're going to see ourselves looking at things fundamentally different in the public arena. And we're also going to see certain goals that we had, certain things that we thought, well, I need to do that, right? In order to be successful, in order to be happy, we're going to say, I don't want it. Like, it's just not me anymore. And that's going to be something where we're being really honest with ourselves. Let's see the energy we have to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. This is the Chariot. We have to be mindful of our emotions just absolutely taking hold and moving forward. Just going with the feelings of everything without thinking anything through. We're also going to be really attracted to people who have huge emotions all the stinking time. They're going to be people who feel everything 18 million times more than even, like, you would say, the most sensitive person. So we just have to be very mindful of this. They're also going to subconsciously be moving themselves in one direction while consciously moving themselves in another. So this is going to be a person who's rather conflicted, and we can think, oh, I can help them solve that conflict, right? I can help them realize their dreams, look at what they desire, see the bigger picture. Here, you can't. You can maybe give them some tips along the way, but you're going to have to step back and let them really discover things for themselves. It's going to be really what's the main importance here. Now let's look at the chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is rebirth. This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. And this is a sense of I am being transformed. And that's what we're going to really feel during this time. I am being transformed. I am being, led forward in a different way than I had thought I would be. I am becoming more of who I was meant to be. I'm feeling more comfortable within my body, within myself, but it can also be that I'm going through this time where I'm questioning everything, where I'm looking at everything and saying, why doesn't it feel right anymore? And where did everything go wrong? So just be mindful of this. We can take it a little bit out of context and make things bigger than they actually are, because what we're going through right now is kind of like growing pains, right? But what we're going to feel is that, oh my gosh, everything has to change. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is going on. And since we're having an ending in the public arena that's going to be kind of forefront in our world at this time, we can make this transformation into something much more sinister than what it actually is. We're starting to step into ourselves, and we're just stepping out of a shadow, and we've been in that shadow just for way too long. All right, so let's talk about this time astrologically. On the 1st of December, Neptune goes direct, which means that it comes out of retrograde. Now, this is the drawing close of a spiritual and psychological transformation, which, again, that's why this transformation is going to hit us so hard, especially if we're born on the cusp with Pisces, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune has the power of the dreams for us, of our imaginations. So we're also going to be just more inclined to that anyway, Aquarius, through our normal temperament. Now, this transformative time, this time where we were brought into greater contact with our hidden spiritual gifts, is going to be a sense of, I need to move forward this way. Like, I need to embrace this aspect of me because I need to be empowered. Like, I need to embrace more of my life than I have been. On the 4th of December, Mercury is opposite Lilith. Now, because we have Gemini energy here, Mercury energy is going to affect us more than at other times, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and we have that as a root focus here at our root. So Mercury opposite Lilith brings miscommunication and frustration. It's not really a thing that we want highlighted. However, it is going to be something that is really quite intense for us. This is a time where we can feel unseen, unheard. This is a time where everybody feels unseen and unheard, so it can bring really great frustration forward. So we just have to be mindful of this. We need to make sure to be honest with ourselves and centered in what we really want and where it is that we really want to be. Do not let others define you, because this is going to be a day where we can really take other people's definitions and say, that's exactly what I am, and really let it throw us off our game. Also on the 4th of December, we have the new moon. And we also have a solar eclipse, which will all be covered in a separate video. On the 6th of December, Mars is sextile Pluto. Now, this is a tremendously driven and determined time, making us very capable of achieving our goals, very much go-getters. We're also going to really want our own way. And the thing is that everybody wants their own way on this day. We become frustrated when people don't see our point of view, and everybody's going to have this opinion like, if I just explain it better, you will understand what I'm saying. And that's not going to be how it works, because everybody's going to have their own ideas, but everybody's going to be just listen. No. Just, you just need to understand it. You need to see it from this angle because you're not seeing it correctly. So this can be a day where we're really frustrated because everybody is breaking things down to just such a minute level that it seems like we get nowhere. So just be aware of that, Aquarius, that we're going to get more frustrated with this day than other signs. Okay. It's a little bit funny how frustrated we are with people's, intense explanations, and even with our own intense explanations. So we really want to just embrace the confidence that this day brings, and also align ourselves with the fact that nothing is perfect. Nothing can be explained, 150% to everybody. So we have to do our best and kind of forget the rest. On the 7th of December, we have Mercury squared Neptune. So again, Mercury comes through powerfully because of the Gemini energy here at our root. And this is a time when the waking world and the normal world seem to just be off. We seem to be more inclined towards dreams. And again, because Neptune is the sign of Pisces, because we are more inclined towards dreams and wishes anyway. Okay, Aquarius, we're going to find that this day is a day where we can creatively really express ourselves, where we can open up the door and say, this is what I want for my life. This is what I need. This is the bigger picture that I'm seeing. And these are all the fine details, how I see myself getting there, But what we have to be mindful of is that our communication is all going to be jumbled. This isn't going to be a day where we connect with people and are really able to share everything as clearly and as forthrightly as we want to. This is a fantastic day for note-taking, for journaling, for meditation, to really set the intention for the days to come, but also the way that we want to progress forward. If we can have this day be a quiet day, that would be tremendous for us. If we could have this day be a creative day or a physical outlet day where we just let our mind wander and let ourselves embrace what it is that we need to embrace, that's going to be powerful for us. Now, on the 8th of December, Mars is squared Jupiter. Now, this is a day that is really quite positive and really creative. The energy is enthusiastic, it's strong, it's courageous, and it's sensual. So we're embracing all of that. We need to make sure that we stay in alignment with ourselves and our energy. If we don't create a physical or, creative outlet for this day, we can actually feel this energy building up, and we can feel jittery, like we've drunk too much coffee. We can feel, overwhelmed with everything that we want to do and very scattered, very excitable. So just be aware of this. Now, on the 11th of December, we have a few things happening. We have Mercury sextile Jupiter, which again hits us harder because of the Mercury aspect. This is a time of questioning and curiosity. This is a time of open minds and non-judgmental spaces. This is a time of acquiring knowledge. And we're really going to be drawn in by the acquiring of knowledge, by the seeing things in a new way, in a new light. This is also a time of travel because Mercury rules short trips and Jupiter rules long trips. So we need to explore and ask questions. Also, on the 11th of December, Venus is conjunct Pluto, which brings love and karmic love to the forefront of our day. So this is actually going to be a really nice pairing for us. We're going to like the way they come together. The Mercury sextile Jupiter makes us astoundingly curious. And then the Venus conjunct Pluto makes us very romantic, very much interested in our karmic love, in our love history, and what we really desire within our lives. So this can be a time where we become more honest with ourselves than we have been in quite a while, and more connected with our hearts. With the Venus conjunct Pluto, we have to be aware of our hearts and our heart chakras, as any turmoil, any undealt with scars, hurts, pains, disappointments can come to the surface and really knock us off our game, making us feel like, I don't know where that came from, like it just sideswiped me. So be aware of this. On the 12th of December, the Sun is squared Neptune. Now, we're going to be forced to see and to call ourselves out on our weaknesses. We're going to see ourselves much more honestly than we want to at times, and we're going to call ourselves out on the things that are holding us back. When we won't stand up for ourselves, when we won't embrace our voice, this is a day where we need to embrace our voice, even if we're shaking on the inside, even if we just feel like we're completely out of our depths. We are astoundingly sensitive, so being aware of that and knowing that our sensitivity can hold us back in certain ways, but will also be a benefit in others. We need to remember self-love and self-care. On the 13th of December, we have a few things happening here. We have Mercury entering into Capricorn, which is strong for us because of the Lover's energy here, the Gemini energy, which is ruled by Mercury. Also, Capricorn is we could be born on the cusp with Capricorn, so this energy can be very powerful for some of us. But this is a day where we almost feel off our game as we're stepping into this Mercury entering into Capricorn energy, because this makes us astoundingly methodical, astoundingly overthinking, overanalyzing, over setting everything up. Now, as air sign energies, we love communication, we love thinking things through, but also we love doing. We love just creating and going and seeing what happens. This is a day where the spontaneity or any of the creativity can really be taken out. We want everything to be perfect, and that's going to be something that really holds us back. We need to release the perfection for this day. We also need to embrace laughter and jokes, because we're not going to want to. We're going to be so serious that we take everything so seriously that it almost stops us from being able to move forward. Everybody else also is being very serious, very methodical, very, goal oriented. Now, if we're having a bad time with Capricorn, with achieving our goals, with that energy, we can be completely the opposite. So we can also see people being completely reckless on this day if they feel very uncomfortable. We have to remember to speak kindly and with compassion. We also have to remember to step back and step into our hearts. If we don't embrace our hearts, we can just find this day harsh, rash, very kind of cutthroat. So be aware of that. Also on the 13th of December, we have Mars entering into Sagittarius, which brings a maddening duality. This alignment can be astoundingly fun. With Mars entering into Sagittarius, we can be go-getters and fiery and passionate and just beautiful in our extremes, but we can also be extremely aggressive. Like, I'm going to do this. Nothing is going to stand in my way. My goals become my everything. And with the energy of Mercury entering into Capricorn, we'll be astoundingly methodical. We'll categorize and, label everything as we just achieve and succeed. So be aware of that. With Mars entering into Sagittarius, we feel very strongly about what we desire. We feel very strongly about our points of view. We are right, others are wrong. So just be aware of that energy coming in. It can be astoundingly overwhelming for us, and it can also give us such a drive that we're starting 500,000 different things, but yet getting so frustrated that it's not all happening perfectly like we envisioned, that we can also drop 500,000 different things. So just be aware of that. On the 14th of December, Mars is opposite the North Node. Now, this is a time of intensity because Mars is an intense planet. This has the intensity of Mars tempered with the conscious peace of the North Node. Mars has us looking for action and doing, while the North Node brings to the surface the motivation and working out our karmic debt, really embracing spiritual growth. We want to embrace this powerfully amazing time. We also want to be powerful and amazing in ourselves, even if nobody else sees it. This is a time for balancing, listening and doing, watching and understanding. All the dualities that we feel, can't come together, they start to come together during this time for us. The star starts to shine. We start to shine. We look at our dreams, we look at our wishes, we look at our greater desires within life, we look at the bigger picture of what we want and what we need. And as we do this, we really start to see ourselves more and more. At our root is the very essence of who we are, of what we want, and where we're headed. As we shine, there is brilliance to us, there is passion to us, and there is a sense of I'm achieving. I'm achieving, I'm succeeding, and nobody and nothing is going to step in my way, is going to hold me back. There's also a real sense here of getting what we need, not necessarily what we want. So we can want, all these different things. And what Spirit is going to give us are kind of like the meat and potatoes, the bare bones of what we need to be able to construct something absolutely spectacular. So look at things in a different way. We're going to have this sense of, oh, well, it has to be just like this. And what Spirit is saying is that no, it doesn't. The way that we look at things is going to be growing, it's going to be expanding, it's going to be interpreted differently, and we have to embrace that expanse. It moves us to the lovers, it moves us to passion and creativity and beauty, and it really moves us to seeing what it is that we really love and not what it is that we think we're supposed to love. This is a time where we're taking off the mask, we're stepping away from things that we don't love, we don't want, we don't need within our lives, and we're stepping into what we really want, what we really need, who we really are. Words are going to be so important to us. We can find this time being a time of cuddling up by the fire, reading books. We can find this being a time of great communication, also great writing, anything that expresses our ideas, painting, anything like that. There's going to be just hidden messages in everything. So really embrace that energy here of that which is hidden coming to the forefront. We're going to be looking at a lot of the things that have broken our hearts during this time. Now, this is especially true on the 11th of December when we embrace our karmic love, what we greatly desire, what we're fostering for this day. But we're also going to see this throughout the whole entire time span, where we're looking at what we love, we're looking at what we're passionate about, we're looking at the ways that we've been broken and that we've been overwhelmed. This is a time where the heart matters, and we're going to really be calling ourselves out on how our heart matters, how we've silenced our voice, how we've tried to put ourselves in a specific box that we don't belong into anymore. We're going to be looking at the pains that have defined our lives for way too long. And we're going to be looking at the way that we need to move forward for the power and the passion and the privilege of ourselves. It brings us to the Knight of Pentacles. It brings us to slowly and steadily moving to achieve our goals. Slowly and steadily going after what we want, going after what we desire. As air sign energy, we're represented by the fastest moving knight. The Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight. So are we going to be frustrated? Yes. Is this going to be something that, is overwhelming for us? No, this is going to be something that we step back and we say, okay, where is it that I want to be? What is it that I desire? How is it that I move forward and take care of my responsibilities and still embrace me, still see myself, still want to, be who I need to be? And this is a time where we start embracing patience, where we start stepping back and stepping out of the endless chatter of our mind and stepping into the movement of our body. It's kind of like, okay, what do I do? How does my body feel? How do I move forward? What is it that I need to grow within myself? What is it that I need to stop, obsessing over? What is it that needs attention and what is it that does not? The Hangman, we're seeing things so differently during this time. We're also caught between the world of the waking and the world of the spirit. So this is a time where our hearts matter. This is a time where, again, in our emotional self, we're just seeing things so differently than everybody else. We're looking at a bigger picture. We're looking at a powerful progression forward. We're going to be seeing that at times we can feel trapped emotionally, and this is just when we're not honest with ourselves. We're not honest with certain things that we're feeling, certain things that we're desiring, certain things that we're wanting, and it can be because we think, okay, that's wrong, or that's not going to help me progress forward, or, we were told once upon a time that this was something to be ashamed of or something not to like about ourselves. And what we're going to be seeing here is that we have the ability to say, you know what, screw all those old, ways of being put in a box. I get to embrace me, what I desire, what I need, what I want, and how I'm moving forward. And this is moving in a place of love and compassion and kindness and acceptance of self. And it brings us to the Ace of Swords. It brings us to cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. It brings us to opening our voice, looking at what we greatly desire. It brings us to being crowned. We're going to start to see ourselves moving forward more in victory during this time because we're embracing our words. Also because we're thinking about our words. We're connecting with our voice and our understanding and what we desire from our lives. And as we do this, we cut through a lot of the demons, the dragons that are guarding our most successful aspect of ourselves and saying, no, this can't be brought to the light of day. This can't be seen. This can't be brought forward. And this is going to be a time for us where we are saying, how do I embrace me? How do I achieve what I love and what I want? And how do I get to speak what it is that I desire? We're also starting to see things so much more clearly. And as we're seeing things more clearly, we're seeing things more openly and more honestly with ourselves. And that has us, again, just sandwiched between this way of seeing things differently than everybody else. And we're going to think it's bad. We're going to think, okay, my voice is changing. I'm interested in different things, or I want different things as I move forward, or this person wants this, but I really want this. How do I embrace my voice? How do I take my uniqueness and know that it matters and say that it matters and move forward in the brilliance of it? And what we do here is that we just let ourselves start to see the world as we need to. And it can put us in limbo. It could be, okay, wait until we see the bigger picture. Wait until we fully connect with our hearts and our souls and ourselves and what we desire. Wait until we understand that certain thing that doesn't feel right about that person, let it come to the forefront. It can come to the forefront while we're washing our hair in the shower. It can come to the forefront while we're brushing our teeth, getting ready for bed. Let the voice of spirit come forward and listen as it speaks. Because we're going to see a lot of things that were holding us back. Now we're starting to come to the resolution of. And as we come to the resolution of things, it moves us to the Eight of Cups. It moves us to walking away from what we once thought we would love. It moves us to a new doorway opening. It moves us to a sense of, I can have more than what I realized I could have. I was underselling myself, or I was trying to stay in a certain place because I had wanted it so much that to say that it doesn't fit anymore seems foolish. And now with the Eight of Cups, we're seeing everything change. We're seeing ourselves change. We're seeing ourselves move forward. We're seeing ourselves go after what it is that we desire. But we're also seeing ourselves close the door on a chapter. It can be that, again, this walking away is rather intense. It can be a divorce. It can be it can even be thinking of a failed relationship that took so much out of us. And we're just closing the door on it. It's like, you know what? I see you. I see the way that you impacted my life. I understand, but I'm not defined by this anymore. And it's such a beautiful release. It's such a beautiful ending. It could be with work. It could be with hopes and dreams that we have, had throughout our lives. It could be with certain tragedies that we've lived through. And it's like, I can't keep replaying this on loop over and over in my head. When my thoughts, kind of go on autopilot, this is not where I want to be. And so we walk away. And that is going to be one of the most courageous things we ever do. It can also be one of the most challenging things we do during this time. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Princess of Pentacles. That's being very mindful of people who are trying to manage money, manage prosperity, and know nothing of what they're talking about. This is a person who's looking at things through quote-unquote new eyes, but they're just underdeveloped eyes. They're just a sense of, I don't have all the knowledge, I don't have all the information, but I want to make this big decision, so I'm going to. So just be very mindful of that. We're also going to be really intrigued with new ideas and new information from people. So just being aware that we're going to want to kind of see the creativity in things, and can be very caught up in a story that somebody is selling without anything to back it up. Our subconscious chakra energy is play, the heart chakra. We need to play, we need to laugh, we need to have fun. That's going to be so important to us. Because the thing with human beings is that we do not play if we do not feel safe. We do not have fun if we do not feel safe. And so embracing the heart chakra, embracing play, embracing beauty within our lives means that we start to feel safe within our existence. And that becomes a game changer. That is a game changer for our energy, for our aura, for our, chakra alignment. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, and that's the world. The world is opening to us. What do we want from the world? Are we going to see this vast, huge expanse? Are we trying to find our own little corner of the world? Do we want to see it all and never settle anywhere? What do we want? Because as the world opens, it says, who are you? Where do you want to be? What do you desire? And it's starting to realize these things. It's also starting to see that we can walk forward in the world with our head held high. We might not be the elite, we might be the elite, but what we're going to see is that who we are at this very moment matters, counts, and is worthy of recognition, but also of love and compassion, our own love and compassion. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that is the Two of Wands. Again, we start to see ourselves entering into the world more so than we have before. We start to see that we can progress forward. We start to see worlds beyond our own doorsteps. And as we do this, we start to see ourselves. We start to see what we want. We start to see what we desire. We start to see where it is that we want to be. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self, which is the horned one, which is Capricorn energy. At our heart, we're going to find that so much has been veiled. We're actually going to find illumination within the fog, within what has been shadowed. And that's by stepping into what we need, what we desire, stepping into a powerful connection with this earthly plane without everybody else's expectations. So the horned one lives in the forest. The horned one is a part of the forest. The devil in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, well, is the devil, right? Is a corruption of forest gods. And so we're going to start to see where this corruption has come in with us and why we cannot connect fully to our Earth Star chakra, to our Earth, what we desire and what we need, because we are guarded. And again, that illumination is coming. We just need to be able to see it. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self, and that's the Empress. We are bringing something forward into this world, birthing something forward of creativity, of passion, of what we desire. It could be literally giving birth, yes, but it's also this creative element of ourselves that we've kept held in. It's also this spark, this insight, these ideas that we've kept held back. And what Spirit is saying here is to embrace them, is to let them move forward and stop hiding away quintessential parts of who we are and where it is that we want to be. Because as we nurture this aspect of ourselves, it nurtures us, and actually it helps us to step into the world with utter confidence and great determination. All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the prosperity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.